because of photography and because of Dr. King and Jesse Jackson, everyone pointing up to the shooter on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel, I want to see that.
Right.
So I went there. And then I was still, like, the Cadillacs are there, the wreaths on the balcony, and the whole facade is still there. And I thought that would be it.
Yeah.
Like, I sort of was like I was sort of just rubbernecking in civil rights history, and it was, if you go past Graceland, it's out, you know, by there. So anyway, I decided to buy a ticket and go into the Civil Rights Museum. I'm by myself. I could have just left.
Yeah.
I could have just gone to the barbecue joint that's right on the corner nearby. You know, there's one right by there. Anyway, I went through the whole thing, and I don't know, probably after about 20 minutes there, I was like, how did this movement happen peacefully? They had every intention, the establishment, every intention, every motivation, everything, to not give the civil rights movement not 1 ounce of what they wanted. And how that happened, transitioned peacefully through marching, through freedom riders, through all that stuff. It changed my life and perception about what the civil rights movement really was, who Dr. King was, and how the hell any of it ever got passed. I couldn't believe it when you took up all the white momentum and the just 200-300 years at that point of the legacy of just putting people like that to work. It then set in motion my interest a little more in politics and policy and structural and infrastructure, institutional racism, and how did we get here in the first place?
Your description of going into the people at the National Civil Rights Museum would love your description. Your description of going in there is precisely what I wanted to see, what I want people to see in my book. Mm-hmm. The precise thing is that you have to internalize being democratic. It's not just the processes, it's not just the laws. You have to, and my argument essentially is that African Americans in their own institutions had internalized democracy, and they understood what it meant and for their lives.
The Full Exposure Podcast is brought to you by Dr. Peter Hahn and University of Michigan Health West, in appreciation of the creative and artistic visionaries who enrich our lives through cultural connections.